Your past samskara are like the pre-tuned radio frequency. And most of the time, this pre-tuned radio frequency is of lower vibration. The vibration of fear, attachment, jealousy, anger. Our internal radio stations are tuned on these frequencies. So when a major life event happened because of your karmic debt or your desire, after that every decision that you take based on this lower frequency of insecurity. So you enter into a relation because your pre-sanskara frequency is insecurity.
The third question is from Savvita ji from Gurugram. Her question is everything predestined, or can we change our destiny and sanskaras through sadhana and by working consciously on our patterns?
Savvita, not everything is predestined in our life. Not everything. So I'm sitting here having this satsang with you, having this, sipping this cup of water. Is this sipping cup of water predestined? Of course not. So what is predestined in our life and what can be worked upon or changed? Certain major events, Savvita, are predestined. Let's look at it from the very beginning. Why do we take birth? We take birth for largely two reasons. Every new incarnation that you take largely for two reasons. Reason number one, some unfulfilled desires of the past life. Your own unfulfilled desire that bring you back here. Number two, some karmic debt. Some karmic debt that you have to clear off. You have to come back and take this incarnation. Two key reasons, right? Now, once you take birth because of these two key reasons, some major events will be planted or predestined in your life. Because some karmic debt has to be paid off and some desires have to be lived, fulfilled. So some major events are predestined. Let's say your marriage, your children, the kind of career you choose, etc., etc. Some disease that come to the body, major disease I'm saying, not seasonal flu. Yeah, some accident, anything. You suddenly win a lottery and become a millionaire overnight. These are specific predestined points in your journey. But most of your life you are creating, I'm using the word creating, based on your samskaras, which are past impressions. These past impressions could be from the past life or since the time you've taken birth. Most of your life is designed by your samskaras, minus these major events of your life. But rest of your life is designed by you, created by you, based on your samskaras. So if you have to create a life that you want, let's say a life of sadhana, what needs to happen? You need to slowly start to work on your samskaras. You've got to change the samskaras, which is your attitude towards things, towards your own self. Slowly, when you, as part of your sadhana, as part of your practice, you start to work on your samskaras, your attitudes, your conditioning, your perceptions, your relationship with your own self, with the world out there. When you consciously start to work on this, and I'm using the word consciously, you start to create the life, a new life that you want. A new reality that you want to live. Otherwise, what is happening? Set of samskaras. What are samskaras? Conditionings, behavior patterns, attitudes, that they are stored as part of your system, even cellular memory. All that is stored, what is stored is past. So this is all memory. This is all your past life, past karmas of this life or previous life. But this is all past baggage. When you live unconsciously, every decision that happens in you is triggered by this past baggage. You're not taking any new decision. There's a pattern. It's like a software. It's like a pattern. It's like a machine. A certain situation comes in your life, the same pattern presses a button, same pattern follows itself. So people come to me and ask, why do I keep attracting the wrong kind of person again and again in my life? Well, you're attracting because you're just living unconsciously, and these patterns and these samskaras are governing your decisions, governing your behavior, governing your frequency. Please understand this. Why do you attract a certain situation again and again in your life, or a certain person again, certain kind of people in your life? Because of these samskaras, these patterns, you are vibrating at a certain frequency. And what you attract is based on this frequency. It's like a radio device. If this radio device is tuned on the news from the war zone, then this radio device will only receive news of the war zone. Because of the past samskara, which is in the radio case, the setting of the frequency. But if consciously you retune the radio frequency to love songs, to romantic songs, now your radio will receive the romantic song. Now you tune into the bhajan and kirtan, your radio will start to receive bhajan and kirtan. You tune it to satsang, it will receive satsang. You understand what I'm saying? Your past samskara are like the pre-tuned radio frequency. And most of the time, this pre-tuned radio frequency is of lower vibration. The vibration of fear, attachment, jealousy, anger. Our internal radio stations are tuned on these frequencies. So when a major life event happened because of your karmic debt or your desire, after that every decision that you take based on this lower frequency of insecurity. So you enter into a relation because your pre-sanskara frequency is insecurity. Now every decision in this relation you take is based on insecurity. Here comes impurity of the relationship. Here the love goes out of the box. Here everything that you're doing in this relationship is based on insecurity. Same the story with grief. Same is the story with non-acceptance. Something happens in your life and you are not accepting this. You're cursing either yourself or the other or the situation. You're cursing either yourself or the other or the situation. You forget that this was part of my karmic debt. But because your tuned samskara based frequency is cursing, non-accepting, frustrating, being angry at, now you create further samskaras. Now you're reinforcing the same samskara of non-acceptance, of curse, of anger, of frustration, of pain. And now this will repeat itself in different forms. Loss of money, some break in relationship, some health crisis, some social status crisis. These are different forms for the same frequency to work. You follow what I'm saying? So this entire life we can recreate based on our will. The strongest with that we have as human being is our will and the strength of the mind. But right now what is happening in our case, our mind has been blocked by the past samskaras of lower frequency. So how do you start? Where do you start? Simple formula. You start to up your frequency a little. All these are lower frequency: the anger, the grief, the frustration, the pain, the anguish, the curse, the non-accepting, the frustration, jealousy. This has become our life. This is lower frequency. Infuse higher frequency emotions into it. What are higher frequency emotions? Appreciation. Wow, beautiful sunlight today on my balcony. A bird came and just sat on my balcony. I'm observing, I'm appreciating. Slightest, small little things of life. I took a deep breath, there was fragrance of some flower. Maybe it was jasmine. Beautiful. Appreciation. You think it's not doing anything? You're wrong. You're upping, enhancing your frequency channel. Slowly, this will delete your old attitude/old samskaras and implant new attitude/new samskara. Even this is a samskara. Samskara in itself is not a wrong word. Lower frequency samskara is a problem. But if slowly we change our samskara to higher frequency of love, of appreciation, of gratitude, of devotion, of sharing, of connecting, these are also samskaras, but now you're at a very high frequency samskaras. Now, this higher frequency start to attract and create higher frequency zones, relations, situations for you. Now all situations, all decisions that you will take will come from a very conscious space of higher frequency. Slowly this will start to create a new life for you, new reality for you. The same life which had become dukkha will start to become blissful. Same life. So where do you have to start from? Increasing your frequency, increasing your vibration by observing, appreciating this moment. I come back to again in the present moment. You're walking in the present moment. Let that walk be the walk of appreciation and gratitude. That you're able to walk. You're able to breathe. You're able to sit. You're able to sleep. Gratitude for every moment of your life. And then slowly you will start to see deep devotion for this life will start to happen. And then if you are if you're destined and if you put your free will together, you will start to move and walk towards your Satya, your Shiva, your awakening. That is how the direction of life starts to change itself. But we start from very small. It appears small, but this small is also very big. So the sutra for you today is art of accepting, appreciation, and paying gratitude. Just develop this art. Accepting, appreciating, paying gratitude. Just start to follow this formula with everything in your life. Yeah. So not everything is predesigned. Some major events are. But apart from those major events, you really design your life based on your samskara, which are basically your frequency / your vibrations. And that can be changed by conscious effort and strong will. And that's how Buddhas create their life. That's how Nanak create his life. That's how every enlightened master, that's how every sadhak of substance create his or her life. I wish and pray that you too get inspiration and strength enough to create a new reality for you. Hope it helps. Thank you.